Welcome to Catch Up with Max and Jose, episode 32.
Hey friends.
So it's been a minute. It's been over a year, I think, since we
It's
our last
just under a
episode.
year. The last episode that we did was a gardening update, which another one will come soon enough.
Been busy.
Been doing a lot of that.
Been busy. It's been a busy year.
It's been a busy year. Almost a year today is when you released your books. So
Yeah.
a lot has happened since.
Yes.
We want to thank you guys.
The cats are jumping in the boxes.
We'll introduce the new kitties in a bit.
And why we have boxes, it's because we're packing up this kitchen because they are coming to redo the cabinets and everything, so.
Yeah, it'll be the last catch up with Max and Jose in this kitchen, or at least how it looks. It's just getting remodeled.
Yeah, it's just different colors in the back.
How long is it going to take?
They say 4 to 6 weeks, so at least 6 to 8.
Oh, God.
Yeah.
All right, well, I won't have a kitchen, so even more residue Postmates than usual. But anyway, so back to the book. So it's been almost a year, over a year. The book came out. It was a New York Times bestseller. I think it was number 2 on that list for that week.
I think so.
Damn you, Atomic Hearts. Self-help books sell, apparently.
Atomic Habits.
Atomic Habits.
Yeah,
Atomic
that book
Hearts.
was the number 1 for like forever and ever and ever.
Yeah, over 200 weeks or something like that.
Okay.
So
That's okay.
that's okay.
The book went so well. We were shocked at how well it went, and then, honestly, it wasn't how it sold. It was the book tour. That's what I actually really loved, was getting to meet you all, people who watch the show. You know, usually when I work, it's alone in the kitchen or in my office. I never get to meet people who actually watch the show, other than my parents. So actually getting to meet people who watch the show and were fans was awesome.
Yeah, and I just tagged along, and it was great to see and meet everyone, even though I did try to hide here and there, but I think some fans knew who I was, so that was nice to meet a lot of you, so thank you for reaching out. I passed out magnets, and I signed a few copies myself.
That's right.
As I mentioned, unlike Max, I didn't get to practice my signature, so it was, my kind of crayon,
Scrawl.
elementary scrawl. So
Whereas mine is calligraphy at its finest.
yeah, no, I like to tell people he tried to get a new professional.
Yeah, we're gonna do a really nice signature for signing books, and the cat's making a lot of noise, so we'll move him. Do a really nice signature for signing books, but it took so long to sign them. So when you're signing like 1,000 books, you gotta go. Blah, 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 blah. This is Milo.
All right, we're jumping to the kitties, I guess.
We got 2 new kitties this year. We lost one, Jamie, but we got 2 new ones. And this is Milo, who is the floofy one.
Yeah, he's a medium hair. He loves to eat.
Very food motivated.
Very food motivated.
Like me.
Doesn't play as much, or at least you get a.
Not as much as his brother, Ollie, who plays with everything all the time, day and night. He's ruined my towels.
Here, hold this little baby.
All right.
Let me grab Ollie, his brother. Ollie. Ollie.
He went in there. Oh, they're gone.
Okay.
So the cats did not want to be held on camera.
Okay.
No cats right now.
We'll get back to that. Plenty of time to introduce them. You've probably already seen some of them on camera here and there. They pop up.
Yeah, they've been in a couple videos.
I will say,
Surreptitious.
I do regret not getting them on camera as kittens, so my
They were so
apologies.
cute. They grew up so fast.
They grew up so
They're
fast. So I'll
this
throw up
big and then this
some
big.
pictures here and there of them as kittens.
Yeah.
They were adorable, and
They still are.
yeah, they're very adorable. So anyway, where were we? Back to the books. The book tour, it went great. You did a second book tour.
Yeah, it went so well. We added on a second leg last fall. We went to Boston and Atlanta. It was great. It was just a lot of fun. Actually, I even did a kind of book signing, not another tour, but a book signing just last weekend in Baton Rouge, Louisiana. The library there asked me to come talk, and so I did, and signed books. Over 500 people came. It was pretty awesome.
How are you still drawing crowds?
I have no idea.
Hey, thanks for that.
I tried to do, because I'm going to England in June, and I tried to like set up a signing in London, and we couldn't find a bookstore to host because they were like, the book came out a year ago, nobody's going to come. And we were like, that's not true, but nobody wanted to host.
Wow.
So no London book signing.
See,
Quite a bummer.
If anyone knows someone, then please reach out and maybe we could set something up.
Yeah, the schedule's now kind of packed.
Oh, well, never mind. Next time, England. But I'm full of things, honestly, just because in the time that I was there, we also got a lot of gifts. So thank you everyone for all the Pokemon plushies, the books, the fan art. We got a giant crocheted Jamie that lives in my office.
Yeah. Somebody brought me an old skillet from the 19th century, which was really, really cool. But we had carrying around that skillet for the rest of the book tour. The people at the airport were always like, because it was in your carry-on.
Yes.
People would be like, I guess it's not a weapon per se, but are you allowed to bring this on the plane? It was kind of funny.
Yeah, no, that was interesting. Really enjoyed the painting that we received, so that was fun.
Yeah.
I didn't look great in that, but it was the thought that counts. So thank you for the gifts and the snacks again. Though I went through those pretty quick.
Yeah. You can always bring us snacks.
Yeah, snacks are good. Sealed snacks, ideally.
Yeah.
But yeah, so now that
So someone did bring me some donuts. They were not sealed, and I ate them.
You still ate them?
They were delicious.
Oh, okay. Well, there you go.
They were from one of my favorite New York bakeries.
Which one?
I can't remember the name of it, but it's a donut place on the Upper East Side.
Favorite.
It was a place that I used to go a lot.
His memory is terrible.
It is.
It's only good for history facts, apparently. So what's happening with book 2?
It's happening. That's the thing. So it took me a long time to be talked into doing a second one by my publisher, but I am going to do a second book, namely because I want to go out on book tour again. I enjoyed it so much the first and second time, but it took me a long time to like figure out what I wanted to do because I didn't want it to just be like volume 2, you know, because the first book was a lot of stuff that I had done on the show, now in book form. Whereas the second book is going to be pretty much all new recipes that I haven't done on the show. A lot of them I will make then into episodes, but and kind of figuring out exactly what I wanted to talk about. There will be some food history, but more of it is actually going to be the history of the recipes themselves, the cookbooks that they came from. It's quite interesting.
Okay. Well, I think
He doesn't seem convinced.
it might be a few years away, or it's definitely a few years away.
Yeah, it'll be probably 2 years away from now is when it'll come out if everything goes to plan.
Yeah. I mean, he's already recipe testing in the kitchen, and his Patreon followers, I think, are recipe testing.
A lot
already,
of Patreon patrons are testing recipes and
books
giving
take
me
a
feedback.
while.
They do take a while, especially because it's all new recipes. And even after like I've finished everything, pictures have been taken, everything has been copywritten and everything, then it takes another year to actually get the book out because it has to go through all this legal junk and laying it out on the page and then approvals, and then it has to be printed, and it's usually printed overseas and it takes forever to come over. So
Yeah, no, it's a whole
Give me 2
ordeal.
years.
Give him 2 years. I say 3. But I think my only ask was that you stick your pretty mug on the cover now that we've talked to Babish and we've seen Solo's work, and then our friend Josh, he released his mythical cookbook with Rat and Link, so their faces are all over their stuff.
put mine
We
on
got to
there.
get you on the front cover, not just the back cover this time around. Yeah, please. Thank you.
All right.
All right. So, but book aside, so the channel's doing really well. His channel is at 2.3 million.
Yeah, we've had some really banger episodes lately.
Yeah.
So first we had the Medieval Tavern video, which did like, I think it's one of the, if not the like fastest video to 1 million views that I've ever done. And it was totally unexpected. I thought it was just going to be kind of a,
And that's because you guys let the last medieval one flop.
Yeah, because the last couple medieval episodes haven't done so well. You guys don't blame them.
It was the medieval tournaments one.
Yeah, medieval tournaments didn't do well last
Was
year.
really good episode.
Really good.
And on top of that, he baked his butt off.
Yeah, that was one of the hardest things I've ever made.
Yeah, not sure what it was, but it's actually a really good episode. So I'll link it up here somewhere. And so check it out. This is our new Soul Cakes episode.
Yeah, get people to watch medieval tournaments.
Yeah.
But I don't remember what I was saying.
Transportation month.
Oh yeah, so that went really well, and we were in before it came out. Even we were in Puerto Rico, and I had a few drinks. I was in the pool, and I'm always thinking tasting history, and so I was not drunk, but I was inebriated to some degree, and I thought, it would be great, a whole month of transportation-themed videos. Soberly, I was like, well, that's a dumb idea, but I already had the idea, so I decided it was going to happen.
The train has left the station.
The train has left the station, and it turns out people loved it. I did Oregon Trail, then Airplane Food, which did gangbusters.
And one of my most favorite thumbnails, just because the setup was so pretty.
The Airplane Food, yeah. That was a good one. Yeah. And then
Wagons?
Orient Express, which did okay.
Okay.
It was just in comparison with the previous few. It was like, but it's actually done very well. And then last week was Space Food. And next week, or when we're filming this, it should probably come out by now, Lusitania. So
check
ships,
it out. Longest
ocean
tasting
liners.
history video ever.
It's very long.
I gave my whole Saturday to that subtitles. Which, by the way, I still do the subtitles every week, so.
Watch with subtitles?
No. If you like subtitles, please do use subtitles. If you have parents or family who don't speak English and speak other languages, maybe introduce them to tasting history. And
yeah, because we translate the subtitles. They're not perfectly
Google
translated.
Translate,
yeah,
so.
It's Google Translate. But still, you get Google Translate has gotten pretty good, so it's like 90%, 95% the way there. It's when I use like idioms and stuff. Sometimes it doesn't really.
Work. Yeah, but we try. And at least the English ones work better, so there's that. So check them out.
I can't remember which video it was, but I said like it was during the Heian period. And the translation, I think, in German was the Heian menstrual cycle or something like that.
I can see why, though. But yeah, it is what it is. That's the technology.
Yeah,
you know,
it's getting better.
It's not perfect. So that's that. Outside of Transportation Month, is there anything else coming up immediately that you're trying to do?
So Transportation Month kind of led into, since I was talking about the Lusitania, I was like, curious about what the people on the U-boat that fired on the Lusitania were eating. So there's that. And then with D-Day coming up, the 80th anniversary, I have a D-Day video coming out all about what they ate going into battle, right before, during, well, not during the fighting per se, but very soon afterwards, like kind of once the beaches had been taken and everything, they were hungry troops, and it's actually really interesting stuff. Got an Egyptian episode coming up. It's been a while since I've done something Egyptian. And
Ooh, ninja balls. When's that?
That'll be like a year and a half.
Oh, still away.
Still
Okay.
2 years away.
It's just
They're sitting in
I was picturing
in the dining room.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
I've got. I'm going to be making mead, so we'll have another mead video. But this is it's a very different type of mead actually that I'll be making from the first one. And then I don't know. Part of the thing is, I tried to film way ahead because we're about to lose our kitchen, but I didn't film completely. Like I said, it might be up to 8 weeks, and there are not 8 videos done. So I'm trying to figure out ways to either film with like I have like burners I can take out and film on those, or I might need to go to a friend's house or my parents' house or something. I don't know what the background is going to look like. Like they're going to tear everything out. I don't know how long it'll be before it's at least enough is put behind me that I could film like in a half-made kitchen. I honestly don't know.
We'll see.
So for a while, might be kind of weird.
And then, so those are the new episodes. What about upcoming travel? Anywhere you're going?
England.
You're going to England.
Yes.
That's right.
So I'm going to England with my friend
Where are you
Mo.
going? Where are you going?
Mo is the one who inspired me to start baking, by the way. So thank you, Mo. I'm going, well, we're going to be in London for a few days, but mostly we're going to Canterbury and Dover and Hastings, my favorite place in the whole world, actually Battle, where the Battle of Hastings took place. Brighton, where I'm going to be having dinner with Zach Pinsent of Pinsent Tailoring. If you follow him, he
It's fancy lad.
Fancy lad. He lives his life in Regency era clothing, and he's awesome. And he makes it all. It's brilliant. And then going to go see the HMS Victory in Portsmouth, and then Oxford and the Cotswolds for a few days, because I've never done the Cotswolds. And then York, which I went to just a couple years ago, but Mo has not been, so I need to have her see it. And I'll probably scoot up to Durham for the day because I've never seen the cathedral there, and I want to.
I just feel like you threw a bunch of words at me, and I'm just like, this means nothing to me. But
You asked where I was going.
no. I'm not complaining. I'm just saying, you're just saying like English words, and I'm just like, sure. Canterbury Tales. That's all.
Canterbury
In
Tales.
York, like New York, but not York. Anyway, okay. Well, there you go.
Yeah, I'm excited. It's going to be great.
Well, what have I been up to?
Planting a lot of things. Our yard has a lot of plants in it. How many roses do we have now? How many rose bushes?
I think we have like 131. I think it's like 80 different varieties. Most are David Austin. They're the English roses.
The nice thing is they're finally starting to bloom, and so every day I get like 1 or 2 new little bouquets in faces on my desk, and so I'm smelling roses all day. It's great.
And I like to take them to work, give them to coworkers, carry as many as I can. But you know, it's fun.
They
It's
keep
fun.
coming.
They keep coming. Yeah, so that's what I've been doing for the last year. A lot of gardening. Takes up most of my days. I really enjoy it. Growing.
Instead of putting out videos to catch up with Max and Jose, because I do not do this. I show up and film, but I'm not in charge of
Right.
spearheading an episode, writing it,
Yes.
editing.
I
It's all him.
think a lot of people, when they comment on this channel, they think they're talking to you. They don't realize that they're talking to me. Sorry.
He'll relay it to me.
I'll mention the comments if they're addressed to Max. But yeah, so no, it's a lot of gardening. Work's been busy. I think recently X-Men 97 is kind of my life for like a month and a half, and it's a great show. Check it out on Disney Plus if you haven't seen it.
Yeah, if you haven't watched it, it's good.
It's really good. It's snappy, and you don't
Even if you hadn't seen the original X-Men series, it doesn't
hadn't.
matter. Yeah, I hadn't, and
but
doesn't matter.
the theme song is back and it kicks ass.
Do-do-do-do-do.
And
Do-do-do-do-do.
it's finaling soon. And then also the Bad Batch's series finale is coming up around now. It's whenever I drop this, it should be ending. And that one I really like because it was the first campaign my boss kind of let me own myself.
And that was 2 years ago? 3 years ago?
I think it was pandemic.
Yeah,
So-
that was a long time ago.
a long time ago, around pandemic era. So outside of that, more Star Wars. The Acolyte is coming. It's 100 years or so before Episode 1, The Phantom Menace. So that should be really cool and interesting. Lots of Jedi. And movie of the year, Deadpool and Wolverine. That's kind of taken over my life, and it will take over my life till the end of July. So that's why I can't travel for a bit. But, you know, still got my gardening and a lot of fun stuff happening out there. I'll definitely, I think for the next video, I'll devote the second half just to kind of update where we are, because I have apples and blueberries and raspberries and blackberries and cherries and plums. And
It's like an orchard. The thing is, our yard is not that big. It is packed.
a lot of it is in...
It looks lovely.
A lot of it is in pots, so the fact that I can even grow any of the fruit in pots is kind of amazing. And a lot of it has to do with choosing the right varieties for your growing zone. It just gets really hot here. We used to be zone 9B. I got updated to zone 10. So it just means it's a little hotter, and we don't get as much rain. The weather's kind of crazy.
We've had a lot of rain this
We had
year.
a lot of rain, but it's not like consistent. Either way,
Right.
it's been crazy. But a lot's been happening out in the yard, so I'm eager to share, especially because I just started growing tomatoes a couple weeks ago, and Max doesn't like raw tomatoes, but I'm excited. I do like the tomato smell of the plants.
I will turn them into sauce.
I will give them to my coworkers and neighbors
like sauce.
who like tomatoes. But yeah, no. So I'm excited to share, and then yeah, so that's where I've been and tasting history stuff, whatever that entails.
Doing well. And it might be a little while before you see another drinking history, at least an extra drinking history. You know, the mead episode is basically a drinking history, but it'll probably be on a Tuesday just because with the kitchen and travel and the book, which is taking up an extra amount of time, I just don't have any time to do additional episodes. So probably no Friday episodes for a little while.
And that's okay. The way I see it is, if you don't get as much tasting history, sometimes it's also because of me, because I'm trying to keep a work-life balance situation here.
So I don't have a nervous breakdown.
Where this man works all week because he doesn't really have much help. He has a manager, he has an assistant, Katie, that does some odd jobs and helps with some of the cooking, testing.
For the cookbook,
but
yeah, she's helping.
a bulk of the work is just Max alone, the research and the writing and filming, lighting. Oof. So I don't know if you've noticed, if you're YouTube viewers in the last couple of months, there's been a lot of I'm hanging up the coat.
A lot of big YouTubers have quit.
Or have slowed down or pivoting direction. And I support Max if that's where you decide to go. I'm like, go every other week. Like, don't burn yourself out. Do not lose that drive and passion you have for the show. Because I think the show is good for you. I think you love doing what you do, and people would be sad, but sometimes he pushes themselves to get a Friday episode out, and I'm just like, why are you doing this to yourself?
Yeah.
It makes no sense to me. Like, you're giving up part of your life for what? Like, so
no Fridays for a while. Maybe at the end of the summer.
So if there's no Friday episodes, you can blame me. But I do it with him in mind, and I think we all benefit in the long run. So yeah. So
plus, then you can get 37-minute Lusitania videos. It's basically 2 videos.
Oh Lord. So please check that out when it comes out and play it and share it with your family for my own sanity. But in general, so if you want to keep up with our lives, personal lives, I'm on Instagram at World Against Jose. I'm pretty active. And then Tasting History with Max Miller. You're also on TikTok.
Yeah, but
Instagram is where it's at. You'll get more kitty and gardening videos there. So.
Plus TikTok might be banned. Who knows?
They'll be fine. They'll figure it out. But yeah, no. Thanks for sticking around. We're almost at 60,000 followers, so I think it's impressive for a channel that hasn't posted anything in 11 months.
How about this? Since I'm not doing any Friday videos, once a month we need to have one of these updates.
Yes, or something like that. All right. Well, express your love and comments. Express your love and any suggestions in the comments.
And like, what do you want us to talk about?
Yeah.
What are you curious about? I have some other projects in mind. We'll get to that later. But
okay. I really want to do another mean comments video, just because that was a lot of fun.
Are there more mean comments?
Of course there is. Are you kidding? It's YouTube. There are all the mean comments. There's always mean comments.
All right. Mean Comments Volume 2 coming this summer.
Don't do this. Then it puts pressure on me. But thank you for watching and supporting, and like and subscribe. And I'll see you very soon.
Ciao.
Thanks, everyone.